Hi, good evening. This is Paul Finkelstein with my online meet and greet. You could find us at onlinemeetandgreet.com. And this is how I love to interview just 4 questions, different business people, community leaders, civic activists all over Southeast Florida and also the world. Tonight we have a special guest. He happens to be from Southeast Florida. I believe he's still from the Hollywood, Florida area. He is an avid Toastmaster for at least 15 years, probably 16 going on 17 from what I can recall. He was one of my co-sponsors for an online Toastmaster club called Competitive Communicators. And with us tonight is William Thomas. I'll let him say hello.
Hello, Paul. How are you doing?
I am doing great. It's really an honor to be here to actually interview my past co-sponsor from Competitive Communicators. It's really nice to actually catch up with the past members of that group and current members as well. So let's dive into some questions and learn a little bit more about William Thomas, Toastmaster. I know you're this close from Distinguished Toastmaster. I know you completed a high performance project we just spoke about, and a lot of things. I've seen you at a lot of Toastmaster Leadership Institutes, and you are an all-around awesome human being and great person, civic activist. Did I get all that right? I'm sure I did.
Yes, you did, Paul. And it's awesome to be on your show speaking with you again. That's been a long time since I've seen you.
It's awesome. So here's the first question for you, and that is this. Why have you stayed a Toastmaster after all these years? I think it's 16 or 17 years. So why would anybody do something like that?
That's a great question, Paul. I've stayed in Toastmasters for 17 years because I've seen a growth within myself, within my speaking ability and within my leadership ability. And the second reason I have stayed in there, I have met so many great friends like yourself and your wife, and Toastmaster Barrows, Toastmaster Thompson, and Toastmaster Annie Byrne, who are all friends of mine and great mentors. And I even consider you a mentor as well.
Oh, thank you so much. That's awesome. So that you touched upon a little bit the second question, but I want you to elaborate a little bit more on it. And that's, what have you received from being a Toastmaster besides from everything you just mentioned?
Whoa! Outside of the friendship, what I received in Toastmasters is, I believe this. I'll say it this way. I believe whatever you put into something is what you get out. I have put 100% into Toastmasters. As you know, I'm at mostly every event, if not every event, every other event. And I have, like I said, grown in my speaking, leadership, and my ultimate goal, I will put it this way, my ultimate goal is to be international president of this organization, because this organization has given so much to me. I want to, in turn, give back to this organization.
And it's great to have tremendous goals and long-term goals and big goals, and to have a big goal like to be the international president of Toastmasters. It is awesome because once you have a big goal, that means that you have unbelievable focus, and no matter what happens in the little stuff that happens along the way, it doesn't matter, because I heard along the way in my journey that when the dream or the goal is big enough, the other facts don't count. So I commend you on having a goal like that as well. And that actually, I think, was very similar to my third question, and I'm sure maybe you've seen my notes, which is, what is your main goal? Or actually, what is your main goal? That was your ultimate goal, but what is your main goal for being a Toastmaster? Maybe that's different.
My main goal for being a Toastmaster is to become a region advisor, then maybe not a district director, a international director. But first, I have to become an area director, and then go through those steps and become district director. Then my goal is to become an advisor, a region advisor, and then to become an international director. And then the ultimate goal is to be international president.
And I know with your 16, 17 years of being at Toastmaster meetings, week after week after week after week after week after week after week, you have definitely, I'm sure you have inspired and encouraged and mentored so many Toastmasters along the way in your local club in Hollywood, in your online club in Competitive Communicators, our club at Competitive Communicators, and the other people that you meet at Toastmaster Leadership Institutes, or TLIs as they call them. So let's dive into the fourth question and final question. I know that I tell people 4 questions, and people say, I'm ripping them off because why only 4 questions, Paul? But 4 questions has averaged about 15 to 20 minutes worth of typical podcast length. And some people end up stopping at 13 minutes after 4 questions, but some people, Toastmasters especially, usually it does go between 15 and 20 minutes. So here's the 4th question. And that is, how has Toastmasters helped you in your life? That's the whole question. How has Toastmasters helped you in your personal life, your work, family, church, anywhere?
Okay. Before I joined Toastmasters, I was a boat on a drift, not knowing which way I was going to go. When I became a Toastmaster, I became more focused and more determined to have a set course and not to deter from that set course. That is something I've gained from Toastmasters, and that is something I give to newer Toastmasters who right now I'm mentoring 14 people right now, different areas, different clubs. Some of them work overnight, some of them work in the morning, some of them work in the afternoon. So whenever I can fit in time to mentor them, that's when I do. And I also serve as a mentor for my home club, Gilfin. I am now the chair of mentorship for my home club. Gilfin, good morning.
That is so awesome to hear all these 4 questions. And I guess we'll recap. In the beginning of our conversation, you told us why you stayed a Toastmaster for so long, more than 15, 16, 17 years. And the second thing we talked about was what you received from being a Toastmaster and how that made you a better person. And then your main ultimate goal of being in Toastmasters and your goals for being our international president. And you are certainly a civic activist and care so much about all the people you interact with. And then our last question we just talked about was how it helped you in your life as well. I do thank you for being on this interview for just a small taste of 4 questions. And I know, since I know you, that I encouraged you to push me and nudge me to get 4 more additional questions, and let's have another interview in the near future.
Well, anytime, my friend. Just let me know when and where, and you know I'll be there.
If in case you have anything on the tip of your tongue, which is dangerous to ask any Toastmaster, because once we start,
the only thing I have on the tip of my tongue is those of you who are out there, who are struggling, who want to be better at speaking or better at leadership. That is what Toastmasters is all about. Toastmasters is a family. No matter where you go, you will find a Toastmasters club. You will find a family. We support one another. We are each other's cheerleaders. I support many of my newer Toastmasters with their events. We actually have one Toastmaster who has actually started a yoga class. And I promised her that her next class I would be there. So
is that a class, just to make sure I heard it right, one that has to do with meditation and yoga, or is that like a yogurt class where you're learning how to make a food like yogurt?
No, it's yoga, which you meditation wise.
Okay, gotcha.
She is awesome. Let me tell you, she's been teaching this 20-something years, and she decided to get back into doing it. And I told her, like I said, hopefully next month, next month I will be in her class there to support her and cheer her on. 4 of our other members have already gone to support her first day teaching. So
I've got to interview after you do that class because I know you're going to be even more changes happening down the pike with that yoga meditation with your Toastmasters. That'll make an interesting Toastmaster and human being. And I have to follow up with this. I know you've heard of Toastmasters doing something called a WOW experience. Whether it was a WOW experience at a club or WOW experience for you, why Toastmasters? Why you even joined Toastmasters? If you could think back to even before Toastmasters, what your life was like then, and maybe it's too personal of a story to put in this.
no, it's not. No, it's not. No, and I appreciate you. I appreciate you asking me.
If there's somebody who needs to hear this story, tell us your WOW experience. What was
my wow moment? The first time I attended a Toastmasters meeting, I was invited by a fellow Red Cross volunteer. His name is Phil Panacea. He went back to Massachusetts.
Thank you, Phil Panacea.
He was one of our disaster action team captains. He came in with a hat that said Toastmasters, and I said, "What is toast? Is it breaded toast, burnt toast, making a toast?" I didn't know. So he invited me to one meeting, and I was hooked on it ever since. Been in Toastmasters since 2000. I started 2001, got sick for a while, came back in 2002, and been a Toastmaster ever since. And don't ever look back. Let me say this, once you join a Toastmasters, if you find the right Toastmasters club for you, you'll be there for life. I will tell you that.
Something that made a difference in your life, like were you just a really terrible public speaker, or did someone say, you need to go learn to be a better public speaker, you need more confidence? What was it for you that said, hey, I better go to Toastmasters because of Phil?
What it was for me is I was a good speaker, but I wanted to be a great speaker. That's the difference. I was a good speaker, but I wanted to be a great speaker. And Toastmasters will help you be a great speaker and a great leader. I am the testimonial to that, and so is my our announcer, our host today. He's also can be a testament to that. He's a distinguished Toastmaster, been in Toastmasters about 9 years.
Actually, it's funny you say that because I actually first got involved around the same time you did, around 2001, right around 9/11 actually. And I went to a lunch club in the middle of the day, and it was so hard to do that in between with work. And I ended up doing 9 speeches. I had no idea about area contests, district contests. I was so focused on work, I would show up for the meeting, leave at the end of the meeting, and come back to the next meeting the next week. And I had no idea about contests or anything like that to really help me improve. Did 9 speeches and didn't know that the next speech I would have an award. But of course, that was a traditional program before Pathways existed, which is a whole nother conversation. But thank you for mentioning that. I'm going to wrap up this interview, these 4 questions, with your wow experience of really what your reason is you wanted to go from you could speak good before Toastmasters, but you knew that you recognized that you wanted to speak so much better, and that Toastmasters is the vehicle, and at a unbelievable low cost. I mean, a lot of people think that the cost is so high. I mean,
no, it isn't. No, it isn't, Toastmaster Finkelstein. It isn't. If you take a Paul Daly class, you're paying $1,000 for classes with him. Toastmasters is, depending on which club you join. My club, we charge at Gilfin, we charge $69. That's for 6 months, and that's very small amount in the bucket compared to $1,000.
You get a chance to practice every week if you choose.
Yes.
Can you imagine if you don't miss a week, you have 52 times to practice?
That's right.
So
I just did a speech this past Saturday. My and effective coaching level 3. I'm now in Pathways. For those of you who don't know, I'm now in Pathways. I still do the traditional program, but I also do Pathways because Pathways is the next level in Toastmasters.
You didn't choose dynamic leadership, did you?
No, effective coaching.
Effective coaching, that's perfect, right along the lines for you. I happen to slide into dynamic leadership, and I'm on level 5. I did level 4, so I
Congratulations. Congratulations.
One elective I did, and I think I have one other project. So level 5, my club might be able to get before June 30, but somebody else might be able to give us credit for our 10th goal, which we're already at 9 goals.
We already at Guilford. We're already at 10. We
10.
just yes. With me doing my
Toastmasters, District 47, Guilford Toastmasters. Shout out to you guys.
Yes.
We stop this recording and we'll pick up next time. And
yes, we will.
Don't hang up just yet.
No, I won't.
Good night, everybody. Paul at onlinemeetandgreet.com. That's onlinemeetandgreet.com. Check it out. Let me interview you too. Ciao for now.